Speaking at the United Nations General Assembly, US President Donald Trump slammed China for the pandemic and the millions of lives that it has affected globally. Trump stepped up his attack on China yet again and called on the United Nations to hold China accountable for its actions. On the global platform, Trump once again called it the China virus. He alleged that the World Health Organization was virtually controlled by the Chinese government.
We will defeat the virus. We will end the pandemic, and we will enter a new era of unprecedented prosperity, cooperation, and peace. As we pursue this bright future, we must hold accountable the nation which unleashed this plague onto the world, China. In the earliest days of the virus, China locked down travel domestically while allowing flights to leave China and infect the world. China condemned my travel ban on their country, even as they canceled domestic flights and locked citizens in their homes. The Chinese government and the World Health Organization, which is virtually controlled by China, falsely declared that there was no evidence of human-to-human transmission. Later, they falsely said people without symptoms would not spread the disease. The United Nations must hold China accountable for their actions.
Trump further went on to highlight his country's battle against coronavirus, where he claimed that the fatality rate in the country has been reduced by 85% since April. With almost 7 million infections and 200,000 deaths related to COVID-19, the US is currently the world's worst-hit country from coronavirus. After Trump's comments, the Chinese president retorted, saying that any attempt to politicize the issue should be rejected. In his speech, Xi Jinping appealed that the world must not politicize the fight against coronavirus.
We should put people and life first. We should mobilize all resources to make a science-based and targeted response. No case should be missed, and no patient should be left untreated. The spread of the virus must be contained. Facing the virus, we should enhance solidarity and get this through together. We should follow the guidance of science, give full play to the leading role of the World Health Organization, and launch a joint international response to beat this pandemic. Any attempt of politicizing the issue or stigmatization must be rejected. Facing the virus, we should adopt comprehensive and long-term control measures. We should reopen businesses and schools in an orderly way so as to create jobs, boost the economy, and restore economic and social order and vitality. The major economies need to step up micro-policy coordination. We should not only restart our own economies, but also contribute to global recovery.
Meanwhile, Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan criticized the UN's delayed response to COVID-19. He said that the current situation proved the ineffectiveness of the United Nations. He said that the pandemic left countries on their own and proved yet again that the world is bigger than the five, referring to the UNSC member nations.
We have seen how ineffective the existing global mechanisms have been during this crisis. This was so much true that it took weeks, even months, for the Security Council, the most fundamental decision-making body of the United Nations, to include the pandemic on its agenda. At the beginning of the pandemic, a scene emerged where countries were left on their own. Thus, we have once again seen the rightfulness of the world is bigger than five thesis, which I have been advocating for years from this rostrum.